said, I only got $3.
So I worked for a US company for about 15 years as a director of sales development with the Australian arm of that business. And the guy who brought me into the business was a guy by the name of Brad Wright. And Brad was from Dallas, Texas, really good guy, really enjoyed working for him while he was out in Australia for a couple of years. He was so American, he actually even played gridiron for the Dallas Cowboys. But one day Brad came into my office and he had something in his hand, and it was this thing right here, not looking as tattered as it is now because it's been a little bit worn since then. I said, what do you got? He said, something illegal. I said, what is it? And so he showed me. And it turns out that he had this. And this guy right here decided that it was a good idea to have a really interesting business card. Now he was, as you can see here, a travel consultant. So it's not a real bill, it's not a real American bill, but it feels like it looks like it. Apart from the fact, if you look closely, there's a few things there that sort of don't add up. For example, not the United States of America, but the untied states of anemia. That's a bit of a giveaway. It's not $3, it's $2. And if you look at the signatures on it, it's also a phony bill and you can't cash it. Not to mention, who the heck is this guy? Turns out he is John O'Neill, who, as I said, is a travel consultant. And he thought it was a great idea to have this as a little bit of a gimmick for his business card. Turns out the law didn't think that was a good idea. And he got into a bunch of trouble doing that. And so we're having a bit of a laugh about that. And I said to Brad, I'm going to the US in a couple of weeks' time for a couple of weeks. Can I take that? And he said, what for? And I said, I'm not sure yet. Anyway, got on a Qantas flight over to the US. And when I was over there, I had it in my wallet, but I sort of forgot about it. And one night I was in a restaurant. And when I went to pay, I opened up my wallet and I saw it. I went, this is the chance. I'd noticed that the people who were serving me were really interested in the fact that I was from Australia. We'd had a bit of a chat, and now was the moment for that $3 bill. So I said to this guy, come on, here you go, here's a tip for you. And he said, oh, what's that? And I said, oh, it's a $3 bill. He says, there's no such thing as a $3 bill. I said, what are you talking about? He said, we don't have a $3 bill, mate. I said, oh, we do in Australia. He said, what do you mean you do in Australia? Well, I said, well, you know, US is so big and so amazing. You can use US dollars anywhere, and we have a US $3 bill. He said, let me look at that. So he picked it up and he started looking. He said, I've never seen one of these before in my whole life. So he starts calling all the other people over from the restaurant. They're all going, man, we've never seen, what do you do? What, tell us again. I said, well, in Australia, because I mean, you can have US dollars because you guys like all around the world, you can use US dollars. But we have a $3 note. They went, you've got to be kidding me, mate. And they're looking at it and they didn't even pick up the signatures. They didn't pick up the fact that they don't even know who this guy is. And they were fascinated with it. And they said, oh, sorry, mate, we can't take that note. And I said, oh, that's all right. I'll use it when I get back home. You've got to love the Yanks. Somebody's got to.
Would you lend me $3 for the next time I see you? Or you get a gig $3? That's $3. She gave me the blues.